Sorry guys, you caught me in the middle of chowing down on some good old air and light. I have to say the light was especially good today. It sort of had hints of a rainbow with an aftertaste of unicorn shit. Very tasty, perfect in fact. And now if you think that's crazy, wait until you see the rest of this video. It will make you realize why people like the Unabomber decided to hide out alone in a forest.
Hi everyone, my name is Ray and welcome to my channel. So, breatharian might sound a little bit strange to some of you. You might feel that it's impossible or imagine that very few people in the world can actually do this and they have to be like a super spiritual gurus or something like that. I understand the skepticism.
No, Ray, you don't actually understand the skepticism. Because if you understood it, you would mean the skepticism is science that says you will die if you don't eat food, if you don't get your daily amount of water. That's not skepticism. Those are facts. That is science. So I don't think you really get it, Ray, but I'm still going to give you a chance because you're tall, you're tan, you're muscular, you have that ponytail, and oh my God, no. Even though I look like the bottom of a sweaty foot covered with blisters, even if I was gay, I wouldn't even... Okay, if I was gay, I would totally do Ray. But that's not the point. Let's get back on track. He's still full of shit, though.
In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the top benefits that I've learned and what I think is the best for everyone to understand.
Well, if it was so easy to understand, you wouldn't need a video this long, Ray. Basically, breatharianism simply says that you don't need food, you don't need liquid to live. You can get the same nutrients from the light and the air that you breathe. This is nonsense. That's all it is, pure nonsense. Sure, you need air to live, but that's not your source of proteins, that's not your source of fat, that's not your source of caloric intake. And no matter what Ray, with his glistening skin, his skin-tight black shirt, says, it's not science. And now, because he keeps talking and talking and talking, I can't concentrate on questioning my own sexuality. Damn it, Ray. Why do you do these things to me? I'll let you babble on for a little while longer, but it's not going to change my mind. You just keep flapping those pretty little lips of yours, and I will keep telling you it's full of shit.
Very few people in the world can actually do this and they have to be like a super spiritual gurus or something like that. I understand the skepticism. We're highly conditioned in our society to believe that we need a certain amount of food for survival. I thought so too at some point.
This is also a very common theme among all the snake oil salesmen, conspiracy theories, and pseudo-religions. The concept of they, them, those people are always the one to blame. An unidentified network of people whose sole goal is to make you believe in things that are not true and that have no basis in fact. According to these people, if you believe science, you're not believing anything based in facts, because science is a religion and you shouldn't listen to those evil scientists. In other words, the main theme seems to be, you been brainwashed. Hey, just because something is old and has been proven as facts for hundreds if not thousands of years, and just because the majority of people believe those facts because they are facts, that doesn't mean that people like Ray and his ilk have some kind of higher spiritual consciousness and that they know things that the average peon like me and you doesn't know. None of that is true. In fact, if you notice, most of these people who are involved in some kind of leadership role in any movement, group, religion, or cult, the higher people, the higher echelon, doesn't even believe their own bullshit. It's true. They don't believe it. They know it's bullshit, and yet they preach it anyway. And you might be saying, well, why would somebody do that if they don't believe it themselves? And I'll answer you with two words. Groupies, which is always good, and money. You see, Ray not only sells art, Ray not only sells books, but Ray also sells expensive courses through Udemy and other online course websites. And look at that. For the low price of $500, you can get the whole 8-day Living on Light course. I mean, if you want to spend 8 days with somebody telling you every day, don't eat and don't drink anything, feel free to leave me a comment and give me $500. Now listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with selling books or selling art or starting an online course. Even if the things you are teaching are complete and utter nonsense like this, what's the harm? Why not make a little bit of profit off of it? After all, people write books on any number of subjects and they expect a profit, so what's wrong with this? Well, normally I would agree with you. People are free to believe what they want. But when people are willfully giving out false information that is harmful to other people, that could cause serious injury and sometimes even death, and we will be getting into that in a minute, that's when I take umbrage with it. I said umbrage. Old person word. But what I really don't understand are the people who are going to tell me, do your research, you're just a science dude. Okay? I think we all know when people online who are trying to support factless and unprovable shit, when they say do your research, we know this is what they mean. YouTube proved me stuff. Listen, you can't watch a 20-minute YouTube video in an attempt to try to take a moral or spiritual high ground about something just to make yourself look cool and stand out from all your friends and then think that all of a sudden you know more than people who are actually studying those things. That's not how it works. Never has, never will. So I don't even want to hear it. But there are layers of crazy even within this crazy movement. Believe it or not, Boy Toy Ray there actually sounds sane compared to some of the things other proponents of this teach. Think of it this way. It's kind of like when you're innocently living your life thinking everything's fine and you come across on the internet a picture of your mom doing something that I won't say here with a donkey down in Mexico, and come to find out while she was down there vacationing, you decided to be born, but she didn't have enough money to pay a bribe to get to the hospital so you could come into this world, and then she resents you for it for the rest of your life. Oh, my childhood was so sad. But yeah, check this shit out. Meet Wiley C. Brooks. Not to be confused with Wile E. Coyote. He is the father and founder of Breatharianism and the initiator of the Breatharian movement. I would also like you to meet Arby's, the initiator of the irritable bowel movement, but that's for a different video. So what does old Wiley believe? Well, he believes that his DNA came to humanity by the means of the Ark of the Covenant and the Holy Grail. Come on, dude. Just pick one or the other. It's a little bit of overkill there. And all of you in the world now hold this DNA in your blood. That is not how DNA works. Your DNA is not in my blood. It's not in anybody else's blood. Period. But then he gets downright threatening. My DNA runs in your veins, and I come now to enliven it. Holy shit, dude, tone it down. You just scared my cat. And he jumped out the window. And now he's going to get the coronavirus because cats don't like to wear masks. Oh, but look at the bottom. We can find out if we want to see his fifth dimensional diet. Oh, fuck yeah, we do. All right, let's start with a list of names to meditate by. Jat Niranjam, Omkar, but can be used interchangeably with Onkar, Rarakar, Sohang, Satnam. I don't know. Why do all these names sound suspiciously like web handles you would use on a site like 4chan? It's just weird. But anyway, you should start meditating with these magic words for at least 30 minutes a day, and then increase your meditation to 2 hours a day as soon as possible. And repeat them in the exact order that they are. Which makes sense, because repeating made-up words in the exact order is just as important as repeating real words in the right order. See? Smart me am. So let's get into the actual diet now that your meditation is under control. It's better to have some Diet Coke in your bloodstream, if possible, before starting the meditation exercise. Diet Coke? Come on, Ray. Or I'm sorry, come on, Wiley. Diet Coke? That's the worst of the Cokes. That's a worse Coke than actual Coke. And I'm talking about cocaine. Cocaine is far better than Diet Coke. Come on, man. You got to do better than this, Wiley. But you may drink as much as you desire of the Diet Coke. In the 1 liter size, include lots of ice. And at McDonald's, with caffeine in the plastic bottles only. That's not an entirely environmentally sound advice, Wiley. What are you trying to do here? I don't know. But the double quarter pounder with cheese meal at McDonald's is the other part of this diet. So while most nutritionists will tell you fast food bad, healthy food good, he's saying part of this diet to achieve this kind of lifestyle is to go to McDonald's. Just wow. And you should try to eat at least 1 meal a day for at least 1 month. And to clarify, that's 30 days. Unless the month has 31 days, then it wouldn't really be 30. And what about months with 28 days? That wouldn't really be 30. So now I'm just all confused because math hard. Then you go back to my website periodically to see if you can start to feel the magic/love, the love energy from my writings after reading a few paragraphs. I'm trying really hard not to laugh here, but what the hell is he talking about? The love energy from my writings? Did you write an erotic romance novel with cowboys and horses and women in distress doing each other throughout? I don't know what any of that means. But it's weird. And it's strange. And there's more. That's right. It's okay to drink from the cups when eating at McDonald's. I highly recommend that you eat at McDonald's whenever possible. All McDonald's are constructed on properties that are protected by fifth dimensional high energy/spiritual portals. As you continue to use this meditation/diet program, you will start to feel the difference in the atmosphere while eating inside of a McDonald's and outside. First of all, McDonald's are constructed on concrete and steel and other building materials. I've never read anywhere on their website where they're built out of interdimensional portals. Second of all, I already feel it. I already feel the atmospheric difference inside of McDonald's. It's one of obesity, sadness, and the tears of children when you whisper in their ear what they thought was ketchup on their burger was actually the blood of Ronald McDonald because you just slit his throat in the back. Oh, good times. An interesting side note is that the same man who promotes breatharianism, which means you shouldn't eat or drink anything, is not only promoting that you eat a McDonald's and drink Diet Coke, which as we've covered is the worst of the Cokes, but he also adds this little caveat at the end of his page. Important note, do not drink water of any kind or from any source, and most importantly, do not eat any fruits or vegetables during this regime. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, just so you know how damn serious I am right now. So I guess the question is, are you really going to trust someone, an initiator of this movement, who encourages you to eat a McDonald's, encourages you not to eat fruits and vegetables, and says absolutely under no circumstances, never, ever, ever, during his regime should you drink water? Even though previously he had said that Diet Coke is okay with lots of ice. Are you going to take your advice from a man who doesn't understand what ice is? Ice is frozen water. Eventually, left out in the open, under warm enough temperatures, that ice will melt and become water, which you will drink. I hope that makes some kind of sense. But to some people, it might not matter. I mean, some people will just try it anyway. And that leads me to my other point, that this movement is very dangerous. Because even if the people in the higher echelons understand that it's complete bullshit, has no meaning, and even if they're doing it just for the money, other people, other gullible people, other people looking for a community to belong to might not feel the same. And for those people, they might take it very seriously and have severe consequences. Because the fact is, if you don't get enough food, if you don't get enough water, your body starts breaking down like the dancers in the movie Electric Boogaloo 2. A woman named Jasmuheen, I think I'm pronouncing that right, but her real name is Carol. She changed her name to try to sound more spiritual and enlightened. Claims she has lived for years without nourishment, although she admits to having mouthfuls of food for taste every once in a while, probably at McDonald's. But breatharianism has taken the lives of some of its followers. Verity Lynn, a 49-year-old woman, was found dead in a remote part of Scotland after attempting the breatharian conversion. Oh God, when you call it a conversion, it always ends bad. Timo Deegan, a kindergarten teacher, tried the breatharian plan and slipped into a coma. Deegan recovered after 4 weeks of IV drips, only to die a short while later. And then there's the case of Lanny Morris. She kept a diary throughout her time as a breatharian. Morris, a mother of 9, died with symptoms of pneumonia, severe dehydration, kidney failure, and the effects of a severe stroke. Oddly enough, she was in the care of two breatharians, Jim and Eugenia Pesnick. Morris was isolated and had the understanding that she would be given orange juice after 1 week and nothing at all for 2 weeks after that. She indicated in her diary that she dreamed of food. She lost the use of her legs, became incontinent, and began coughing up a black sticky fluid. Now, the Pesnicks claimed, of course, that they didn't know Morris was seriously ill until it was too late. Listen, if somebody is coughing up a black sticky fluid, they are seriously ill. There's no question about that. How do you not know if somebody is coughing up a black sticky fluid? How do you not know that that indicates something serious is happening? But in the name of breatharianism, she was kept in the care of these two. And obviously, even though it appears she didn't want to convert after a few days, they kept her there anyway, and she lost her life. It's very sad, but this is what happens when you listen to junk. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Listen, eat food, drink water. Do more research on things than just watching one YouTube video and convincing yourself that you have some knowledge that nobody else has. And most of all, be safe, because that's the most important thing of all, except for sex. I will talk to you guys later.